This is R.Sudhakar Reddy, Assistant Professor, Department of Mining Engineering, Aditya University. So far, we have covered topics related to Mines Act, mine rules, and around we have covered 6 lectures on coal mines regulations, and we have covered a lecture on mine rescue also. Today, we are going to discuss about mine Creche rules as well as mine vocational training rules. Once this lecture is over, students are able to know about the regulations or rules incorporated in the mine Creches as well as mine vocational training rules. And coming to the standards for Creches, there shall be 4 types of Creches according to the number of women employed, namely type A, type B, type C, type D. So, depending upon the quantity of employment, Creches are basically divided into 4 types: type A, type B, type C, type D. So it corresponds to plinth area also. The plinth area of different types of creches and type of creche, what shall be provided is specified in the schedule 1. So in the schedules generally, which are generally kept at the end of the mine creche rules, it gives details regarding plinth areas and what are the equipment which are kept in the creches. That is type A, maybe type B, type C, type D. And all creches shall be constructed in one building, okay, built of brick, mortar, adequately lighted. So lighting, without lighting nothing will happen, and properly ventilated. This is one of the important thing. Not only creches, even house, even classroom, it should be properly lighted and properly ventilated, affording effective protection from all kinds of weather, provided that with the previous permission in writing of the competent authority, it may be built of any other material which is the said authority may approve. So sometimes you are not, construction is not of brick or mortar, then you have to take permission from suitable authority. Coming to, it shall be constructed on suitable site selected by the mine management. This is also one of the important things. Generally, entrance of the mine, because people entry and just exit there only. So that is the suitable place, but it depends upon the again mine management. It should be, it is accessible to most of the employees. The flooring shall be of cement or stone, and the ceiling shall not be less than 4 meters high from this. So this is one of the important thing. So always flooring should be either cement or stone. Nowadays nobody is using cement, everyone is a tiled one actually. Stone means natural stone, it may be granite or something, okay. And the minimum height from roof to the floor should be 4 meters. And the woodwork shall be painted or varnished once in every 3 years. These 3 years need to be followed even in the canteen also. Whatever the woodwork or all the things, they should be varnished or painted once in every 3 years. It shall be maintained in a clean and sanitary condition for the satisfaction of the inspection staff. Always, whether it is a canteen, whether it is a creche, it shall be maintained in the TD conditions, and it is the responsibility of certain staff who are kept for that purpose. And provision of toilets. There shall be provided 1 latrine in each category A, category B, category C type of creches, and 2 latrines. So that's why I am telling, depending upon the quantity of employment, even quantity of latrines also varies. So that is a category D means more quantity of employment. Provided that a separate latrine to accommodate shall also be provided in all types of creches whatsoever considered necessary for the competent authority for the use of children's. So because these creches are meant for children between 6 months to 6 years actually. So the seat, that is whatever the toilet seat, should be of different type generally which suits kids. The latrine shall be kept in sanitary conditions to the satisfaction of the inspection. If the competent authority may permit variations, that's why I am just now discussing. The inspecting authority can suggest some changes so that it will be comfortable for employees as well as kids. Provision of bathrooms. These are all the standards which need to be followed in the creches, just like trains, all these things. And coming to the bathroom, in every creche, there shall be provided a closed bathroom with separate space for washing and drying soiled clothes or bed linen. Nowadays, even in the houses which we are constructing, we are providing separately actually. If you want to do brushing, if you want to washing, all these things. Of course, it's completely bathroom, but again, so different purposes, you have to keep different spaces. The bathroom shall be equipped either with a sink of masonry tubs, and the quantity of water to be provided shall be of scale of at least 15 liters per child attending the creche. So the bathroom should contain all the facilities, and at the same time it should contain the provision of water at a ratio of 15 liters per child. The competent authority may permit variations in the standards once again, because the inspecting authority, if he found any flaw or deviation, he can suggest some changes. And these are the things which are to be kept importantly. Cradles, important thing, because generally newborn, I mean to say after 6 months, they will be kept in the cradles, cots, beds, linen, bedding, feeding bottles, cooking utensils, all these things, whatever so said, they should be kept in the creches, along with the toys also for playing. And furniture, other equipment for the use of children shall be maintained at creche on the scale specified in the schedule 2. So, whatever the things, what is the cradle, how many number of cradles should be there. So, depending upon the again number of the kids. So, this is the specified in the schedule 2. A supply of cool and wholesome drinking water shall be provided for each creche on the scale of at least 2 liters of child. So, this is once again, because mine rules speaks these things actually, even it specified in the mine creche rules also. So, cool and wholesome water should be provided at the rate of 2 liters per kid. Milk and diet for children attending creches and clean clothes for creche staff shall be supplied on the scale. So, not only drinking water, it is necessary to provide all these things, just like milk and diet for kids, which is specified in the schedule 3. So, all these things. So, schedule 1 speaks what are the different types of creches and plinth area. Schedule 2 speaks furniture. Schedule 3 speaks all these things. I mean to say milk, all these things. The competent authority may permit variations in the standards. Once again, same thing. Time when creches shall be kept open. The creches shall remain open at all times, both by day and by night, when women employees are working at the mine, and it shall be properly lighted at night. Say 24/7 by 365. You just speak just bluntly. So, these creches need to be open round the clock. And there are some exceptions if women and kids are there. If women and kids are not there, you can keep it closed. Use of the creches. The use of the creches shall be restricted to children, their attendants, the supervisory staff, and such other persons as may be related to. So, creches should be used for creche only. I mean to say for kids and for women employees, not for other employees. And scope and state. Now we are coming across. We have just completed what we say, that is mine creche rules. We are now just coming to the MVTR, mine vocational training rules. So, in this again, training basically divided into 3 types. One is the basic training, another one is the refresher training, third one is the special training. So, what do you mean by basic training? Means whenever an employee comes into the mine, new employee, then he will has to provide a basic training. Whereas refresher training means he already worked in the other mine, but due to some provisions, he is coming to the other mine. So, in such cases, refresher training need to be provided. And special training regards to timber mistri, shot firing and drillers, special training courses. Okay. So, this is the basic division of training courses: basic, refresher and special training. Every person proposed to be employed in the mine on the surface or in open cast mining or underground, other than a person who has held done such previous employment, shall before his employment undergo a course of technical training and gallery training as specified in the first schedule. So, basic training, what is the, how many amount of lessons, how many amount of gallery training, these are all the specifications are there in the first schedule. Every person proposed to be employed below ground in a mine other than the person who has held such provisions shall before he should be employed undergo a course of theoretical training, gallery training and gallery training as specified in the second schedule. Now, what does first schedule speaks? What does second schedule means? Basic training for above ground workers or open cast mines will be given as per specified in the schedule 1. In case of underground, the basic training should be strictly adhered to second schedule. And the course of practical training and actual operation for a period of not less than 12 working days. The practical training should not be less than 12 days. That is basic training. We are just discussing about basic training. Okay. And coming to the scope and standard of refresher training. Wherever a person returns to the employment on the surface or in open cast mine or underground mine, after an absence from work for a period of exceeding 1 year, he shall within the 1 month of his joining due to undergo refresher training. For example, if he is working in other mine, if he join B mine, I am just giving two classes of mine A, mine B. So he jumps from mine A to mine B, or else if he is not worked in the any mine for a gap of 1 year, then he should need to undergo refresher training as detailed in the 4th schedule actually. So first schedule is for basic training, open cast mining. Second schedule for basic training, underground mining. Refresher training is for 4th schedule. The whatever the things which are laid out in the 4th schedule need to be other two if you want to take refresher training. It consists of 3 safety lectures and a demonstration in case of persons working on the surface, and 6 safety lectures, demonstrations in addition to the training specified in the class in case of persons below ground in a non-gassy mine. In case of gassy mine, another 6 lectures. So, for example, for open cast mining, 3 is enough. In case of undergrounding, 3 plus 6. In case of underground gassy mine means 3 plus 6 plus 6. So, this is the scale of training which is provided for refresher training. Training of timber mistris. So, just now we have discussed, this is a special training actually. Every person who is newly applied a timber mistri in a mine and has not worked in any timber mistri in a mine period of 6 months, immediately preceding his employment or reemployment, undergo a course of training in which timber is specified in the 5th schedule, in addition to the course of training specified in the chapter 3 or chapter 4 as may be. So, timber mistri means these are people are generally used for setting of supports or withdrawal of supports, and these persons, especially when they come from other mine or if the gap of 6 months is there in their service, then they need to undergo special training called timber mistri training, which is specified in the 5th schedule. So, the whatever the things which are specified in the 5th schedule need to be othered. Come to training of persons in handling of explosives. Every person other than a qualified shot firer or blaster who is likely to be employed in the job which involves handling of explosives. So, whoever handle explosives, that is nothing but training of in handling of explosives. Before he is so employed, in addition to the course of training specified in the chapter 3 or chapter 4 as the case may be, undergo a course of training in the handling and use of explosives as detailed in the 6th schedule. Every person who has undergone the said training should undergo the training again before re-employment if he has not worked in the handling of explosives for a continuous period of 6 months. So, before such re-employment, the training under this rule shall be arranged so that the persons concerned can attend the same conveniently either before or after the normal working hours. So, right now we have discussed schedule 1, that is the basic training for open cast workers, and schedule 2 basic training for underground workers, and refresher training schedule 4, and coming to the timber mistri training schedule 5. Now, training the persons in handling of explosives schedule 6. So, here also if any person jumps from mine A to mine B, he has to given, if he is working as a shot firer or blaster, he has to be given training in handling of explosives. Similarly, if he has worked as the shot firer, but he has not did any duty for 6 months, then he need to undergo training in handling of explosives, but this can be done after normal working hours also. So, this is the what training of persons in handling of explosives. So, whatever the things specified in the schedule 6 need to be adhered to if any persons want to take training in handling of explosives. So, and coming to different types of training centers are there actually, where they need to undergo all these things. The owner, agent, manager of every mine shall provide and maintain a training center which shall be adequate for the purpose of imparting training required to be undergone by the persons who are employed to be employed. So, training centers are of 3 types actually. Unit vocational training center. This is generally for only one mine, and group vocational training centers. For example, group vocational training center is there at Chimakurti. That group vocational training center serves for all employees related to group of mines working in all granite quarries, like that. And comes to vestibule training center. For example, Coal India Limited, it is a big organization. Vestibule training center is there at Ranchi. So, where lot of persons can be given training, and it is the biggest house and means biggest degree of training actually. So, generally even in the Singareni there will be vestibule training center. So, group vocational training center serves for the group of the mines. For example, even in Nellore, cultured group of mica mines are there. There will be GVTC, group vocational training center. Whereas, most of the cement industries do have unit vocational training centers. Coming to arrangements for the training center, every training center shall have such staffing, equipment, other facilities as may be approved by the chief inspector as may be required by them. So, generally training centers are headed by a training officer assisted by the instructors. So, this is the general. So, depending upon the unit vocational training center, group vocational training center, little bit changes will be there. So, coming to the training officer, every training officer shall be placed under the charge of whole time or part time training officer, as may be specified by the chief inspector. The chief inspector may further specify the qualifications and experience required for such training. So, these training officer may be part time or full time, generally full time, it's not part time, but if nobody is available, then the chief inspector may permit even part time training officer for GVTC or unit vocational training center. Okay. And coming to the duties of training officer, what are the duties of this training officer who is taking care of VTC? To organize and supervise training of every person undergoing training and to maintain records of the training. It is important, okay? And progress of the persons undergoing training. He has to give report to the mines manager as well as to the CIM, chief inspector of the mines, to maintain records of the supervision. So, he has to keep that records properly stored. To discharge such other duties as may be necessary for proper compliance of these rules. So, he has to discharge some other duties as if and required. Every training officer shall keep a record of his work and shall at the end of every year forward to the chief inspector through the owner, agent or manager of when concerned a summary of report of his work during the year. So, he has to generally yearly report, generally second week of February generally. So, from January to December, what happened, how many persons are trained, how many persons are basic trained, how many persons are refresher trained, how many persons are given special training. So, all these details need to be given to the CIM. So, coming to the summary part, we have completed Creche. So, different types of creches A, B, C, D, and similarly, what are the different types of facilities need to provide in the creches. And similarly, next to vocational training rules, what are the different types of training, I mean to say basic, refresher and special training, and what are the different types of training centers, just like I told, unit, GVTC and vestibule, and what are the responsibilities, duties and responsibilities of training officer. Thank you.